Welcome back to Paper Route. Yes, we're here with Ashley Nicole Moss, Corey Holmes in the cut, and I'm Brandon.
I like
Marshall.
your little fit. I was gonna say something. That's
Do you
one of
know
my
what
favorite.
inspired it?
It's one of my favorite movies. Space Jam.
Yeah,
Space
but do you
Jam.
know who inspired it? Why I'm wearing it today?
Why are you wearing it today?
I'm wearing it today because LeBron James and the Lakers won.
Oh, okay.
They won.
We only acknowledge the OG. Space
I was like,
Jam,
unfortunately, I think Michael Jordan when I see Space Jam.
Yeah, I don't know what age demographic
But I get
you're
it.
from.
This is from Uninterrupted. I believe they put this out.
That makes
Okay.
sense.
This is a throwback when they did the movie, right? Spring
Right.
Hill,
Right.
LeBron James, Maverick Carter.
But I would have never. I'm a child of the '90s. I would have never guessed LeBron Space Jam.
You didn't watch LeBron's?
I did not see that Space Jam.
It was good. Anthony
Yeah.
Davis.
I didn't watch
He
it.
stayed
Did you watch
healthy.
it, Corey?
Anthony
Oh,
Davis
okay.
was in the movie.
I didn't watch it.
He
You're
was
not
I
on-
wrong.
mean, I
think-
only acknowledge the Monstars
think-
with Charles Barkley and the General.
Can we?
the Admiral,
Can we?
sorry, David Robinson. Like,
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, it's
Listen,
tough.
you had Dame Lillard. You had Anthony Davis. I think Candace Parker was in there, so she was in character. She was a voice. She did a voiceover. But the storyline, you know what the storyline was? LeBron James is a genius. LeBron James may know something that we don't know. He may have been here before he actually got here. I say that because the storyline was in his year 20, whatever it is, he puts this team together nobody believes in. All right? Ashley, you have to watch this movie, okay? He should get more awards. So he puts this team together. He has one guy on his team that is phenomenal, but he can't get out of his own way. He keeps getting hurt. He gets hurt. He gets hurt. He gets hurt.
Oh, Lord.
And then all of a sudden, he puts it together. He stays healthy. And then they go out there and they're playing against this team that nobody thinks that they can win. We're talking about, it's like they're playing against robots. And they win.
Robots.
Yeah, you see how you fall in the storyline? See, now you're going to watch it tonight.
Why are they playing against?
You got to watch the movie.
They're supposed to be aliens, not robots.
Long story short, right? Anthony Davis stays healthy, and he gets it done. He plays phenomenal, like bubble Anthony Davis. And then the storyline is they win a championship.
You know, this storyline also has a talking bunny rabbit, right?
Hey, listen, all I know is
And a talking duck.
all I know is
Like-
what was scripted in this movie is playing out right now in the playoffs. We talked about this, Ashley. This is going to be the best playoffs we have ever seen and we've ever witnessed, we've ever experienced. LeBron James and the Lakers, everybody should be on notice. Everybody should be scared. LeBron James is about to win it again.
Yeah. Can I ask you this, though? Was that really
Why are you looking like that?
was that really the storyline in Space Jam, though? Like,
No, it's
okay,
not
all
the
right, all right, all right.
storyline in
Because
Space
I was getting confused
No,
for a
but I'm
second. I'm
trying
like,
to
that's
do-
sounding utterly similar to the reality.
It's not
we
the
face.
storyline.
Okay. I'm like, I might have to actually watch Space Jam.
It's not
that's
the
kinda,
storyline.
yeah, that's
It's close
oddly
to it. No,
similar.
it is close to it. I know we have a whole show today. I'm excited to see what you prepared for us. Obviously, pre-production meeting, you gave us an outline of some things,
course.
but I'm excited about that. But it is similar, right? Like LeBron's team, LeBron's human, first off, but now he's playing against, yes, the bunny rabbits and robots and all these other
First
people.
of all, put some respect on his name. His name is Bugs Bunny.
Okay, Bugs Bunny. He's playing against Bugs Bunny.
And he's not playing against Bugs
And they're
Bunny.
jumping. They can jump to the moon. They can run extremely
No.
fast.
First of all, you have the concept of Space Jam all wrong. He's not playing against Bugs. Bugs is on his team.
Yeah, but I'm talking about all the little characters.
The Toon Squad is the squad that is going against the Monstars. Everybody knows that.
Oh, I don't. What's the Monstars?
The Monstars are like when, in the movie Charles Barkley, his powers get absorbed in the basketball and become those giant monsters. The
Yes.
Monstars are playing against the Toon Squad. The Toon Squad was like Lola Bunny, Daffy Duck, Bugs, Michael Jordan. In this new Space Jam, obviously,
You
I
don't
think
know. You can't talk about the new.
I know what the
Space Jam 'cause you
premise
haven't
is.
watched it.
Bugs is on LeBron's team.
Yeah, but they're like robots now. It's
Okay, they
different.
may be
It's new
robots,
age
but that's not. He's not
Monstars.
playing against Bugs. The Toon Squad is the squad that battles the aliens or
And
whatever they
guess
are.
what
in the movie.
happens? Guess what happens on the Space Jam that you watch and the Space Jam that we all watch? The LeBron, the Spring Hill.
Who's
Space
we
Jam.
all?
The world. It was a top grossing movie when it came out.
Was it?
You know what the outcome was? LeBron James won again.
It was the outcome in the original Space Jam.
LeBron-
Michael Jordan
LeBron
won.
James won.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. It's scripted. The NBA is scripted. LeBron wrote
Oh
this
my
script 3 years
goodness.
ago.
Yeah. All right, we ready to get into the show?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, so yeah, we're going to talk Heat Knicks. We're going to talk Lakers Warriors, of course. And yesterday, Aaron Rodgers actually made a comparison of his new Jets wide receiver, Garrett Wilson, to Devante Adams. So we're going to get these two thoughts on that. But first, we got to start with Joel Embiid. He won this year's 2023 NBA MVP award. After 2 years of finishing as the runner-up to Jokic, right? Embiid finally, of course, secured his first career MVP award. He also won this year's scoring title after finishing the regular season averaging 33.1 points per game. But this year's votes, it was like a landslide. Joel Embiid received 73 first-place votes, and Jokic came in second place with 15 first-place votes. Giannis was right behind him with 12. But I wanted to ask you guys, and Ashley, I'll start with you, right? Like, what moment really won Joel Embiid this award? What was, like, his defining moment?
I want to say the last few weeks of the season.
Yeah.
When the Nuggets went on, I don't remember how many games it was, but they went on a losing streak. They were losing a lot of games that they should have been winning, and that was with Jokic playing. And vice versa, on the other side of that, the 76ers were balling. Joel Embiid was having incredible games. And it's a regular season award, but unfortunately in the NBA, or fortunately, depending on what side of the argument you lie on, it's a what have you done for me lately. And although the Nuggets had an incredible season, I mean, they held that #1 spot the entire season, which is very hard to do in a conference that, for the most part, was very close in a lot of spaces outside of maybe 1 through 3. It was constantly moving and evolving. So to be able to hold on to that #1 spot, and he averaged yet another triple-double, very impressive, cannot take away from what Jokic did this season.
Yeah.
But again, that last month of the season really was in favor of Joel Embiid. So what was going on, say, in January, December, even after the All-Star break, was so far in the back of people's mind at that point that all you saw was what Joel Embiid was doing in March, early April.
Yeah.
So again, I don't think you could have went wrong with either or. I always said it was between Embiid and Jokic to win it. I was leaning towards the Jokic side because I'm somebody who looks at the season as a whole, but you couldn't go wrong either way. But I'm happy for Embiid. I saw the video of him when he was announced, and it was a level of emotion, I guess, of just constantly being overlooked for this award and then finally getting it and finally having it in your possession. It was special to see that, so I'm very happy for him that he finally got one.
And you just said it, but Brandon, before we get your answer, we actually have that video of Joel Embiid reacting to him being announced the MVP with his teammates. Let's take a look at it.
Do we have it?
Yeah, we have it.
23 MVP from the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yeah, emotional moment for the first time.
I felt
MVP.
this when I felt this. Obviously, I've never won MVP. Only in my head have I won it. For the New York Knicks. Shout out to the Knicks.
Right.
But I felt this in an aspect because that's how I felt when I was named 30 under 30 for Forbes. Because the year before that, I was nominated, but I never made the final list. And I remember, you know, you don't realize you don't make the final list till the list comes out. It's not like you get an email saying, "Oh, you didn't make it." So I remember when the list came out the year prior, waking up and scanning the sports section over and over again and looking for my name, and it wasn't there. And I kept saying to my head, well, maybe they spelled it wrong, or like, you know what I mean? Something stupid like that. And I remember when I was named 30 under 30 this year, it was kind of like the same feeling, like you wanted something so badly and you were so close to getting it and you didn't get it. And then finally you get it. It's like a release of emotion, like, damn, I got it. Like, so I felt that. Obviously, it's a different scale for him than it is for me. That was important to me. That's important to him. But I'm happy he finally got one. It must feel good.
Yeah. For me, you know, watching that video, there was a lot that came out of it. As a retired athlete, you know, you can see the raw emotion and actually feel it.
Yeah,
right?
I felt that
like
for sure.
Sitting there, he's dealing with MCL sprain. He didn't play in a game before. And so I think about like those moments where you're playing through pain, you're training through pain, or you're dealing with something, but you still have to show up every single day and perform at a high level. This was a really good moment, I think, for all of us as sports fans to see, Embiid in this way, because when do we usually see Embiid? We see Embiid poking fun, being a troll, like he's the biggest jokester. We never see a vulnerable Joel Embiid, right? The last couple years, there's an argument. There has been an argument that Joel Embiid could have won MVP. And so an athlete fighting every single day to accomplish a feat like this, or even put their team in a position to be in the playoffs to win a championship, there's so much that goes into it. So for him to have that moment was great to see, and then see his teammates celebrate with him. That was special. James Harden embracing him the way he did, like James Harden, obviously he won MVP not too long ago. So that was special. It felt good seeing Joel Embiid, just have that moment. I just think about this entire year.
You bring up the injury, and it's interesting when you talk about there was a year that he should have won it. The knock against him,
he didn't play enough games.
He didn't play enough games because he was injured. So although he was dealing with small injuries throughout the season, he did see more of a season this year than he did in the year that he could have made it, but the injuries didn't allow him to. And, it must feel extra special because you didn't just obtain something you've wanted for a very long time. You also overcome the injury bug.
Well,
something that was help in the sense of you overcame it enough to win a regular season award.
What I meant by that is, and that's what I was trying to articulate. He still dealt with stuff.
Of course.
He knew if he wanted to win the MVP, that he had to show up.
No, of course. That's what I mean. Like he overcame.
We're saying the same thing, but that's what makes it special. That moment as an athlete, knowing that you want something, but you have to sacrifice something to get it, right? And for Joel Embiid, he had to play through certain things this year, that he didn't do, that he didn't play through last year or the year before. So he can have this moment, and that's why you see this type of reaction and this type of vulnerability, not only from Joel Embiid, but so many athletes. And it's just like you brought up your own story. People don't understand, like, how did you put yourself in position to be recognized as 30 under 30?
I mean, I continue to just do the work, but I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't, the first year that I was nominated or eligible, like the first year I was nominated, I really felt it in my heart, like I can make it this year. Like I'm somebody who, to my, we talk about this in therapy with me and my therapist a lot, but I'm somebody who tends to not want things or allow myself to want things so I don't get disappointed. It's a way of like protecting my psyche. So I didn't do that with 30 under 30. I really thought that like it was a possibility for me to get it. And when I didn't, I felt this like immense disappointment. And this year, I just did the work. I just went about my job like I normally do. And when I got nominated for it, I didn't allow myself to get that feeling again because I didn't want to feel what I felt last season, or last year rather. And when it actually happened, that release feels different because you don't allow yourself to get like attached to something because the possibility of not getting it is there. So when you actually do get it, I just think it feels different. Like it's almost like a wow, like it's it's a different kind of release. I felt that when he was crying. I felt that.
That's right. And Corey, I know we'll move on and we'll talk about some other things, but this is why platforms like ours exist. It's because we live in a world where we're always telling the other stories around the athlete, the stories that are juicy, that are controversial, that's going to get the biggest clicks. But when do we see our athletes in their most vulnerable states? When do we see the true, authentic, real side of the athlete? Even the NFL draft, like that was special. We talked about that on Monday's show, recapping the NFL draft that happened pretty much throughout the entire weekend. But seeing our guys get their name called and seeing that raw emotion, sitting there with their families is a special thing. It makes me reflect as an athlete, all those moments. those guys sitting in that room and putting the headphones on and getting a message from their mom, their dad, their brothers and sisters, the people that helped them along the way. You know, even KD, remember when KD won MVP, that legendary moment? I don't know if there will be another greater MVP moment.
You're the real MVP,
Yeah,
Mom.
his mom is sitting there and he's like, you're the real MVP.
And that was super. I think that in general, when somebody like has their dreams like come true, it's special. But I think when you see guys like KD or guys like Joel Embiid who aren't criers and aren't maybe the most emotional in sense of not trolling or not showing dominance, but like sensitivity rather, to see them in vulnerable states is just, I don't know, I think it touches you a little bit more because they're not normally like that.
Right.
And you see a version of them that they're not normally sharing with the world. So I think it means it hits you a little different.
Yeah, and I think now, Corey, like, all right, Joel Embiid, get your ass back on the court. Okay,
They said there was a report that after he did his little interview, when the cameras were off, he turned to his team and he said, "I'm back." So we'll
there
see.
you go. Get back, Joel Embiid. You know, and I would think, Corey, that, you know, he may even play even better, you know, because that's part of it too. Like when you have those moments as an athlete where you're chasing something, you want something, you know, you're carrying a lot. There's a lot of weight on your shoulders. There's a lot of stress that comes with that. There's a lot of challenges and problems, right? Because you get in a box and not everybody can go, and some people start turning on you or start talking about you, and these are people that are closest to you. So now being able to drop this and say, I've been chasing this for the last 3 years, right? I accomplished that. Now let me go get this championship. You might see a more efficient, I wouldn't say more efficient because that's why you won the MVP, but you may see just a freer, better Embiid.
Yeah, no,
scary.
I think he's going to be charged up heading into the game tonight. Yo, so you know we like betting on this platform and whatnot,
No, we
right?
don't.
Yo,
No, we don't.
No,
well, I'll tell you-
Brandon
Thank you.
likes betting on this platform.
It's split. Well, I'll tell you this: his line right now is at 25. You think he's going over or under that tonight? Considering that, you know, he's coming back off an injury, so he might have limited minutes, but consider that, right? Like he's coming off the MVP, he might be charged up.
Yep.
Over or under?
I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna go over, charged up. He's gonna be playing with a lot of momentum. They're gonna celebrate him probably. They'll be quick. I don't think it's smart.
Well,
I don't think it's smart for them to go out there and spend too much time on this because the goal right now is to win a championship. But he'll get juice from that. You know, hell, Julius Randle returned from injury and he had a night. He had a game, right?
Julius
so
is different, man.
If Julius can do it and B can do it, yeah, he is different. But I say the over. I'm taking the over here. Don't ask Ashley. Well, you know what? We're gonna get Ashley to be become a better.
We'll win it over. Well, look,
better.
one last question before you move on, though, because I tell you what, if they win tonight, it's going to be looking good for them in this series, right? Does Joel Embiid pair this MVP award with the title?
Have y'all not watched Space Jam?
My money's still on Boston.
Yeah.
I said this yesterday. Me and Stack are in agreement on this. I think that
That's our go-to now.
I think Boston has the deeper team.
Yeah.
I think Boston has the team that's more suited to go further. They just have to get out of their own way. The only people that can stop Boston, the only team that can stop Boston from advancing is Boston. And if they lose this series, it's not going to be because the 76ers are more talented. It's not going to be because they have more pieces. It's not even because they're better coached. It's because they got in their own way and they played down to the competition. You saw that in the Atlanta series. That series should not have gone as far as it did. Boston needs to go ahead and bounce back. Watch that film, figure out what the hell did we do wrong and not do it again. Because the 76ers aren't scrubs. They will take advantage of everything you do wrong in the course of a game and in the course of a series, and it will come back to bite them in the ass. Boston needs to bounce back. I still think they win it in 5-6. I just don't think that the 76ers have enough to go toe-to-toe with them. If Boston does what Boston's supposed to do.
Wow.
No, I disagree. Joel Embiid, MVP. I don't know what you're going to get out of Harden. I know Harden can impact the game in a major way, being that facilitator. but we just saw him go for 45. I think I wouldn't call it. I wouldn't say it's an anomaly, but I'm not expecting that.
It was vintage.
It was vintage, but I'm not expecting that for the remainder of the season. But if James Harden can give you 25, right, and then you can get play from the rest of your guys, you definitely have a chance. I mean, I don't know what the series was this season and regular season between the Celtics and the 76ers, but it was competitive. I would assume it was competitive.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you get, we talked about this yesterday. I think if you get a middle of the road James Harden, the 76ers have a very good chance. James Harden tends to lean towards one side or the other too drastically. He's either the vintage James Harden we saw, or he's in his own head of people saying he's not somebody who can assist or facilitate, and then he gets in his head and he does too much of that. Right. He needs to walk a line. If he can do if he can facilitate and also be a scorer in some capacity and marry those two together, the 76ers have a nice chance. But if he can't do that.
Right. One of the things I've noticed about how I communicate, especially around sports, I communicate from a mindset standpoint, and I communicate from an experience standpoint. And I feel that there's a lot of people get lost in that, right? Mm-hmm. I'm saying that because you brought up James Harden. Mm-hmm. As a player, we hear everything. We see everything. And now you'll hear guys say, oh, no, I never seen that. I don't read it. It's hard. You open up Twitter and Instagram, or, hell, you chilling. You don't even have no social media. Your family come in town. They like, yo, did you hear what Ashley Nicole Moss just said? Mm-hmm. Or, you know what I'm saying? So you always hear it. It always come back. Now, what you do with that is the difference between being good and great, right? Mm-hmm. Some people don't know how to manage hanging from the some people don't know how to manage the highs, and some people don't know how to manage the lows. We used to always say, don't hang from the rafters when you win, and don't drop your head when you lose. You got to stay even keel, and that is the goal. So what am I saying, right? If a player hears all this stuff, right, take it in and assess. We saw this with Westbrook. Y'all saying, I don't like the pass. Watch the documentary. You know why he started averaging a triple-double? He said, because I'm going to prove to you guys that I can do more. He start passing the ball. He start rebounding. He literally said that. James Harden, he comes out, after the big game, 45 points. He said, well, y'all said I can't win this way, and this is trash, so now I start facilitating. He's in his head. That could be a bad thing, but it also can be a good thing. Good thing in a way of, like, if he hits his stride, finally figure it out, like, you know what, F this, I'm going to lean right here, or I just got the code. He might be right where he need to be, because once a player gets out of his head, then a player can play fast, a player can play efficient. So there's like a journey that a player has trying to figure things out. You see this all the time. Guys play really well, guys play really bad, and then they can go either way. And so James Harden, and I know people say, well, damn, brother, James Harden got a damn gray beard now. He had the black beard when he first came in. Now he's gray. Like, when is he going to figure out he's too old? It's a new space for James. He's evolving. He's an aging athlete. Who am I now? He might have found something, Ashley.
Is that why you keep your beard low, so you don't see any grays?
I got 2 grays.
You have 2. You counted them. You only have 2 grays.
Just on the chin.
Just 2.
Brandon, do you actually grow a beard? Do you grow a full beard?
I can't.
Oh, okay.
Like, let me get that.
You said you can't grow a beard?
That's what I was wondering.
Like, I'm trying to get this right here to come
I just feel like
I can't even get this.
Yeah, even when you was in the league, I feel like you never really rocked a beard. Now that I think about it,
I can't do this one. I can't do none of that.
Chin strap?
I just started growing hair on my arms and my legs. Oh. And the reason why I'm growing hair on my legs because I shaved, because I got my legs tattooed, and then I shaved, and now I guess that's true. Where if you shave, the hair grow back.
That's
faster.
A wives' tale, but we don't know if it's true or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know what we do know is true.
What?
James Harden
has a beard.
Cracked the code. He cracked the code
for the beard.
No, I'm saying I think James Harden. It's just I wish I could communicate better, Ashley. You have to teach me. You have to help me communicate this space that I be in sports, where it's like 9 times out of 10 I'm gonna go with the underdog if their mindset is right. Like, I can look somebody in their eyes, an athlete in their eyes, and say, "Oh shit, he's where he needs to be." Right? Like, people laugh at me, not laugh at me. Well, they kind of did when I was like, I'm betting 100,000 on Izzy, UFC match. I was playing around. I went out there with a bag full of money, 100,000.
The video's there.
Okay. I go there to create content, just to, hey, we're here. I am athlete on the go. Ashley's somewhere in Mexico or something. I don't know. So I'm by myself. So let me try to keep some content going while she's laying on the beach somewhere on some boat, right? So I go out there to play around, and so I'm like, okay, I got the 100,000, right? I was probably going to put like 20 over here, 10 over here, like spread it through the whole event. There's so many fights in that event. So I get my time with Izzy. Now, mind you, he's 0-3 versus this guy. From kickboxing to the last UFC fight. Got his ass knocked out all three. No chance, right? No chance. And I go up to him and I'm like, boom, you was there, Woo. Woo can probably tell you like the energy that was coming off, how it was radiating off of him. And I open up the bag and I'm being slick, cool, like, yo, so I got 100,000 here. Tell me how to bet this, da-da-da-da. He looks at me. He says, bro, this ain't football. First, now I'm like, oh, so you saying we ain't tough?
So then you coming for me?
So, but I'm like, okay, let me straighten up because I don't know which way this is going to go. I might have to block and kick or something. So he's like, this ain't football, bro. In this octagon, people die every day. This ain't no game. He said, so first off, let's have that conversation. And second, you need to put that money on me.
Well, damn.
Woo. Did he not? Woo, did you not feel that?
Oh my God.
Woo, you got to come over here. We got to come on, speak. Woo, we got to get your mic. Here go Woo.
Mike, hop in the cut.
Yo,
hop in the
I'm
cut.
in the cut with Corey. But
You know what
no,
I'm saying?
I have watched every interview because I'm a big UFC fan myself.
Oh yeah, you told me this too.
Yeah, and I watched every interview by him that week, and it was the most serious I've ever felt him be. Because normally he's very like cordial, he's very fun, he wears nice clothes and jewelry and talks smack, but like he was so serious. I never seen him that way before. Oh yeah. So when we got ready to do the interview, I knew it was gonna be something different.
Well, because we were preparing, and that's what I was asking Woo, one of our head editors here, social producers, just I call him an Avenger for the team. So
Which Avenger is he?
I don't know the Avengers like that. I just know the Space Jam people.
You don't even know the Space Jam people. You don't know any Avengers?
No.
You can't even name one?
Iron Man.
Okay.
Captain America's one?
That's two. There you go. You got two.
You rolling.
You rolling. Give me three more.
So Captain America. The Hulk.
Okay, give me another one.
I'm just looking at that one movie.
You got three. Come on, give me two more.
He was Peter Parker.
Spider-Man.
Yeah,
okay.
Because he was acting goofy. Like,
give me one more. Give me one more.
There's four?
There's a lot more Avengers, but give me one more.
All right, Peter Parker. So I remember
I
Spider-Man. The lady.
Which one?
The opposite, like she's a Wonder Woman.
No. That's Justice League. That's Justice League.
That was a good
What is
guess,
it?
man.
That's Justice League.
Oh, what is
I'll give you a hint. I'll give you another Avenger hint.
X-Men? Wolverine?
No.
Oh, that's Black Panther, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Black Panther is an Avenger.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever.
That's right. You're
Yeah.
into this.
I am into that. Yes.
That is so interesting.
I recognize that.
Spider-Man. Superman, Aquaman, Wonder Woman. That's Justice League.
That's so interesting.
Yes.
Ashley Nicole Moss, like,
I am.
sports.
I'm a superhero
Who are you?
dork.
Who are you? Like, who is this?
I'm also into Star Wars.
Could you
if anyone
imagine?
cares.
Could you imagine coming home to your lady and she's like, turn on the game. Like, okay, let's go.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? What are you doing? Yelling at people, right? And then she's like, oh, have you seen that? They're about to
That's
release
me.
the new Avengers movie. Like, what?
No, it's really funny. So one of my best friends, Brittany, is getting married, right? And she's getting married next month. And she's getting married on the 2nd of June, which I'm very excited about because I was having a conversation with my mom and I was like, I would have been at that reception with the guys in the corner on the phone because that's the first day of the NBA Finals.
Oh, man,
and we would have been here.
Yo,
and she would
for
be
real.
like, where's Ashley? We didn't take pictures. Oh!
Yo,
That's too
we
funny.
should do like a little commercial for this where you have Ashley actually doing that. That'd be dope.
That would be me. That's why
That is you.
I would never get married during I would never get married on a Sunday during football season.
Yeah, right.
I would never get married in February, Super Bowl, or All-Star, I don't care. But Super Bowl would never do that. And then I would never get married in June.
Like you said, like during the finals.
Because it's the NBA Finals. I would only get married in like the dry months.
Right.
Because I'm that girl.
JP, can we clip that? Like, let's just save it. Let's archive
I'm that girl.
Right. So when Ashley gets wifed up, all right, and the dude has to come through all of us, right? We have to sign off on this guy. We send him this clip, like, all right, bro, this what you up against.
Yeah, right, for real.
Like, yeah, for real. Really quickly to go back to this, you know, because I do need help here articulating this, because sometimes I go with my gut too much. Sometimes, you know, I go with the underdog too much. But it's like, man, I've been in those situations since I was a little boy. And Corey, you may have felt this too, competing at a high level in high school and college. But man, like, so many times people count you out, and you know, you find a way to break through. And that's what sports is about to me. It's about, like, I mean, I guess for me as an athlete, I wanted those moments. I wanted, people say, okay, yo, there's no way he can have 100 yards on Darrelle Revis. I worked my ass off, not only that week, but the entire offseason to get there. Devante Tank Davis was another one, right? So I bet $100,000 on Devante Tank Davis. The odds was in his favor, so it's not like it was a big bag or whatnot. But we put 100 on Devante Tank Davis. And the reason, I mean, that was easy. But his approach was totally different than any other camp. He was a true pro. Like, he had a breakthrough moment. And everybody else in boxing should be on notice. Because there's a difference between, like, still having a good time, you know, and taking things, you know, kind of like loosey-goosey, and then being like, locked in. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he had. Ryan Garcia, he was out there just having a good time and, like, playing into it and smiling. Tank put on a show. I'm here to sell this. I'm here to sell this pay-per-view and then kick your ass.
That's his vibe, though.
Yeah.
No. Ash, when I tell you, he took his whole camp to Vegas. He went in isolation, even after the fight. And this is what I'm telling you. This is important. And this is why people gonna look at me like I'm crazy when he go up against Shakur Steven and he go up against Devin Haney and whoever else they throw in front of him. It's a problem. After the fight, what do you usually see? You saw it with Izzy. You see it with Conor McGregor. You see it with Floyd. You see it with the Paul brothers in the little exhibition fights. They
pop bottles.
Well, he went to the club. He ain't go to Dre's. He ain't post nothing. What you usually see after big fights, dude knockout, they reposting all their highlights. One of the biggest events that he's ever been a part of, you don't repost any of this stuff. Why? He's already on to the next thing.
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah.
He's already thinking about Devin Haney. He's thinking about Shakur Stevens. He's thinking about whoever they can throw in front of him.
Yeah.
And that's that psyche that these great athletes have. And I know
Champions
I'm probably,
mentality.
am I beating a dead horse, Ashley? Is that
No.
move on?
No.
Because I'm just very passionate about
All
this.
facts.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see his next fight. I can't wait to see
Who do
this.
you think he's going to fight?
It depends on how the Haney and Lomachenko fight turns out, though. I must say that, because then I think that next fight might. What I was predicting initially was the next one was going to be Shakur Stevenson, and then the fight after that would be Haney. You know, just to end the year maybe with like a big fight.
Yeah.
But Haney needs to beat Lomachenko though.
Corey, have you ever been to a boxing match?
I have not.
Bro, you got to go. Like,
No.
we're going.
Yeah.
I've never
the
been.
company, I don't know if the company can afford it, but can we expense it to the, I know Allie's watching this show. Allie's head of Biz Dab for us. She spent 16 years at the NFL. We kind of grew up together. She's doing a phenomenal job just trying to keep us going, right? Like, we're a startup. We're being scrappy. We're trying to keep things moving. Allie, you do a phenomenal job, and we love you, Allie.
Shout out Allie.
Shout out to the boss lady. But let's expense it. Ashley hasn't gone. Corey hasn't gone. Woo has gone. You've been in fights. UFC. One? So should we need to take the whole team?
Oh, we got
You
to.
think Manderville will want to go? You think Manderville will go?
I don't know.
You know what?
I don't think Manderville's getting. I don't think Manderville's getting on the plane with us again.
Let me tell you this about Manderville. I be pulling back the curtains too much. Like, me and Manderville bump heads working together a lot of times, right? Like, cause he's so calm, cool, collected, and I'll be on set like, so we kind of bump heads. But every time we travel and we go to like anything out of work, he's fucking the coolest person, right? Yeah. Like, he's so cool to have a drink with and hang out with. You think he'll enjoy a fighting match? You think he'll be cool in that setting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
What about BC? BC would be fun. BC. So BC is the one that's doing it. BC, can you switch to a single shot and then come back to this 3 box? So this is BC. BC did that right there. BC needs a camera. BC. Next week or in 2 when he's laughing, we gotta get BC,
we
bro.
gotta get a
like
camera in that control room.
In the control room, just like all these other shows, right? Let's get a camera there, get some audio. Cause bro, he be talking crazy about basketball. Yeah. And I can't wait to see him and Ashley go at it in basketball.
BC be going at it too.
Well, I also want to shout out our team, our social team, everyone in general, real quick before we move on.
Yeah, they've been doing a great job highlighting you and talking trash about
not
me.
just that, but your infamous depth conversation, not from yesterday, but from the day before, has hit 1 million views on Twitter. You were trending yesterday.
Yeah.
But also our clip from yesterday with Steven Jackson Stack saying that it's bullshit that the Grizzlies treated Dylan Brooks differently is now trending on Twitter. Over 200,000 views already.
Wow.
He's trending now on Twitter today. Yeah. So you were trending the day before. Now Stack's trending, and I'm trending for all the right reasons.
Yo, listen, Ashley, I'm so glad
it's a good day for me.
But that's great, man. Like that's what I love about this. You know, you 200 that's watching right now, we appreciate you. We love you so much, right? And when we have 100,000 people watching live here, some point in the season, or maybe it's a year or 2 years from now, we're gonna remember you guys. Like, but you gotta be able to fight through things. The same conversation we had with Joel Embiid is the same thing. You need to. We can learn a lot from our athletes, building businesses and our marriages and our relationships and nonprofit work. It's like it doesn't come easy. It's never going to be sweet. You have to sacrifice and always know that the reward is greater than the sacrifice. So thank you guys, because you know those are the moments that keep us going. Like, oh, we're on the right track, right? Like, I'm trending for the wrong reasons, but it's great for the platform. It's great for the show, and it's also propping Ashley Nicole Moss up as a more of a basketball expert. Great, she win, I win, right? Stack win, I win. Corey win, I win, right? Yeah. But listen to this, Ashley. I text JP last night. Let me see. Oh, he told you?
No, I'm saying.
I'm gonna say, damn, JP, you don't know how to keep a secret. So Ashley's talking, about everything that's trending. Last I knew, I was the founder CEO of I Am Athlete.
That's the last time I checked.
Last time I checked.
Unless I have that check coming towards me.
All I know is y'all been roasting me on our platform. Like y'all.
Who's y'all?
JP, the social
it's like
team.
social?
Yeah, I'm like, damn. So look, I hit JP. Look. This the post, right? No, look, I'm a team guy. But it is funny. I'm like, damn, that's kind of tough. So he posted stuff. And then I'm reading the caption. I'm saying, easy, kind of aggressive on that caption. He don't respond to that. And then I hit him. I said, hey, can you take down the one part where you say headache may occur? He said, headache may occur. He said, done. Okay. But no, that is a great.
But I mean, yes, that was hilarious. But in terms of numbers, I mean, for this being a new entity, and obviously the flagship podcast, the weekly show, social has done an amazing job. JP, Nagin, everybody, in really just like putting this content out, and it's been doing phenomenal. Our numbers are up like substantially, which is what you want, just from a business perspective. And also, like, everyone's doing hard work, so you want that work to be seen. So shout out to everyone behind the scenes making that happen, because we have the easy part. We get to come on here and just talk about sports and, banter and argue and agree. And they have the hard part of making sure that content is seen and it lives on social. So shout out to them.
Yeah, shout out to them. Before we move on, I do want to know y'all process. So after the show, we have a post-production show. Just to mean like, yo, this was a cool moment. Yeah. Okay. I apologize for doing this. We connect. after that, do you have another meeting where you guys get together and say, how do we bash Brandon?
I don't.
Like,
I'm usually at Pilates.
Like, come on. Like, dude, like, I'm like, yo, y'all are hard on me right now. Is it that bad? Was my conversation around the depth thing that bad?
Yes, it was
Did it not
atrocious.
make any sense at all?
Football's your bread and butter.
But I also like watching basketball, and I talk about basketball like I'm in a barbershop.
Football's your bread and butter. If you were in the barbershop, you would have got it a lot worse than you got it on social media.
Can I take another shot at it?
Not today, you can't. We can do it tomorrow. Before the game, you can do it tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you work on your case.
Yeah, for real. Yo, that's too funny. All right, so circling back to the NBA, Lakers take game 1 at Golden State, right? So the final score was 117 to 112. Anthony Davis had 30 points, 23 rebounds. LeBron James had 22 points, 11 rebounds. So they had a great game. But the conversation of the morning, right, well, at least one of them, has been around Jordan Poole, right, and the shot that he took late in the game. It was an opportunity for the Warriors to tie the game up with about 16 seconds left. And Jordan Poole took a shot from, we a football platform, the hash mark. It looked like the hash mark on the basketball court. Ashley, what are your thoughts on that shot there?
It was a shot.
Yeah.
I just thought of Patrick Ewing when he was the coach at Georgetown. And he had said to one of his players who shot a crazy shot, I believe in the March Madness, he said, what kind of shot is that? One-legged jumper floater? Do you work on that shot? What kind of shot is that? Listen, Jordan Poole, the decision-making was off for me. I'm not mad at taking a long-range shot. I'm mad at that. I'm mad at that particular one.
Right.
He could have got a little bit closer. He was wide open. It seemed like he thought he was Steph Curry for a second. I'm not quite sure what the decision making is there. And for me, that's the bigger issue. I'm not going to bash Jordan Poole because I think that throughout the course of the game, he did a lot of things right. But in that instance, he did something wrong. And for me, his decision-making is what concerns me. His decision-making doesn't always seem to be there. And it's going to cost him and this team if he can't go ahead and make better decisions in real time. Now, with that said, the Lakers played probably the best basketball you're going to see them play in this series and barely won. So that's concerning.
Yeah.
The Golden State Warriors did not have their best game and they barely lost. So if I were the Lakers, I'd be like, all right, so we got that one, but how are we going to do that again?
Yeah, right.
With that said, though,
I have your clip.
It's Jordan Poole. I need better decision making from you, beloved. You can't do that.
This is what Ashley talked about.
Have you ever shot that shot?
Yeah.
What kind of shot is that? Have you ever shot that shot?
Hold on.
Was that
But yo,
Draymond?
this was like the best.
Draymond to Jordan Poole last night?
Hold on. Keep going.
What account is that?
This is overtime.
Oh my
Look.
That's too funny.
And then this one, hold on.
Wait, is that my tweet?
Is it?
Go back. That's
Yeah,
my
that's your
tweet.
tweet.
Oh
That's
my
crazy.
God.
Ashley, my dog dreaming.
That's my tweet. I was like, I tweeted that video out
Oh, for real?
yesterday.
Right, look. Ashley, don't forget about us.
Oh my God.
Look at this, though. This is Jordan Poole.
Oh, no. Oh, they cooking him. It was such an important shot, though.
It was such an important shot.
Maybe I don't know basketball.
But listen, if we're gonna be honest, they didn't lose because of Jordan Poole. They didn't lose because of that
yeah.
shot. It's funny. It's trending on Twitter. You know, the jokes are gonna be the jokes. That's not why
You
they
gotta
lost
come
that
with it.
game.
He's been playing bad all.
You know what though?
postseason,
I
right?
feel like he found his rhythm again in this game. It was a bad decision. That's not why they lost. He just thought, you know, this was
see this.
2K and he had the Limitless
Right.
badge or something. I'm
All right,
not quite sure.
Is there any way we can clip that? Because I remember the shot. Listen, maybe I don't know basketball. Can we pull that clip, or maybe somebody DM me or send it to me, like the shot? Message me, like, I want to see the shot that he took. I know it was from deep, but what I felt in the moment was it was the best option. Like, do you wait? You want to just wait
Well,
for
Steph was double team. He passed the rock
yes.
to Jordan.
That's right.
Jordan saw a shot. Now, would
He was open. He was
he
open.
was
Yeah,
wide
yeah.
open.
But
Now,
my
would
thing is
I
step into it?
Would
though.
I have stepped into
Yeah.
it? Yes.
Yes.
I think that
make
he
it an
didn't
easier
step
shot.
into it. It was just it was more of a chuck than a stepped into shot.
And he was kind of falling backwards too.
He was leaning
that deep?
back instead
Let's
of
pull
going
it.
forward.
From that deep.
I
Come on.
really wish he would have stepped into it more, got that a little bit closer. Had it been closer, I think he hits that.
Yeah, no.
Jordan-
Jordan Poole, great player, but yeah, just not a good decision in that
Pull
moment.
shot. I want to see this.
Yeah. Well, while you're searching that up, what stood out on the Lakers end though? In Game 1, what did they do well?
Can I jump in here?
Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
I mean, we spoke about this. Anthony Davis was going to be the X factor. He was in his bag, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again. When Anthony Davis is on, he is unstoppable. It's just that you don't get that version of him consistently, and that's the biggest question mark in this series. Can he do that again? I don't know. Sometimes we don't. It seems like he has a good game, then he has a mediocre one, then he has a then he has another good game, then he has a mediocre, and you can't. Anthony Davis is going to be the reason the Lakers win this series, and if he is not consistently that version of AD, the Warriors will go ahead and capitalize on it.
It's a great shot.
That is a championship team. That is a team that knows how to flip that switch. And again, the Lakers played a phenomenal game, probably the best game that we will see them play in this series. The Warriors had a good game, didn't have a great one, and barely lost. Anthony Davis has to show up consistently for the Lakers to go ahead and win this.
This was a great shot.
Yeah, you got it?
Yeah, I got it.
It
This
wasn't
was
a great
Let me tell
shot.
you, listen, it was the
You think
best
it was a
shot.
great one?
It was an
the
open
best
shot.
Y'all tripping.
How much
Look at
time is
this.
left in the shot clock, though?
Hold on, can I put this up? Can we do this? Yeah, here we go. Get the camera right. Hold on, let me fix it. Let me see. Let me try. Ain't nothing else popping up on my camera.
Oh my God.
Hold on, you ready? Hold on.
Click the screen so
Oh
that
my
camera won't go
God.
away.
Oh, let me see.
Yeah, lift it up higher, a little higher. Yeah, there we go.
This was the best shot. So what we're going to see here, okay?
You gonna
Welcome
break
to
it down?
New
You gonna
Media
break it down?
and how we break down plays.
down the play.
We do not have a digital board like TNT where Kenny tries to run to the board and breaks down the play. What you're going to see is an inbound play. And then Steph Curry, the best shooter the game has ever seen. He gets double teamed, but he throws it to Draymond. I believe that was Draymond sitting there at the top of the paint, at the top of the three.
Oh, man.
Draymond, do you want Draymond to shoot? No, we don't want Draymond to shoot. There's 13 seconds on the clock, Ashley Nicole Moss. Get it out of Draymond's hands. You can't go back to Steph Curry because Steph Curry is double teamed. No way in hell are they going to let Steph Curry beat you in this moment. So what do? You throw it to Jordan Poole. Now, when Jordan Poole gets it, Ashley Nicole Moss, you're talking about he lean this way, lean that way,
He leans
lean with
back.
it, rock with it. It doesn't. No,
Yeah,
he
it
did
does
not.
not. Yes, he
but
did.
guess what though? He shot it and he had to get it off quick because watch who's coming. If he actually tried to step into it, like what you said, Corey, it gets blocked.
All right,
It
we'll
does,
see.
it goes from the best shot to
We'll see in this replay.
a Hail Mary. Okay,
Yeah,
here we
let's
go.
see. Let's see if he had enough time to step up.
Will, can you come hit this, please? Look, get it out of his hands. Boom. Look at the defender. Woo, can we bring it back? Let me bring it back. Welcome to New Media. Low budgets. Oh, don't go that way. You don't know what's going to pop up.
I can't stand
Boom. Do you see
No.
what I'm saying?
I'm-
So
missed it. I
let
didn't
me
get to see it.
explain this to you. So
oh, Lord. Here she
instead
go.
of-
Here she go.
Instead
Here she go.
of-
Don't break me down.
What he did was, it was obviously Steph was double teamed. He had to go ahead and pass that out.
Right.
Jordan, instead of leaning into the shot, which went ahead would then give him probably another foot, maybe another foot closer, if my math is correct. What he did was step 1 foot back, lean back, which makes that shot even further. Had he stepped forward, one or two things was going to happen. He was either going to bring that shot closer, or he would have been fouled.
Send that to Manderville. Send that play to Manderville. See if we can get it in.
Or Jordan Poole gets fouled, and then what happens? He's sent to the free throw line. You always want to lean into your shot, not away from your shot, to go ahead and force one or two things from happening. All he did was make a very tough shot, although wide open, a tough shot, even harder unnecessarily.
I don't know. That's the best option.
Here's the thing, though. A smart team if I was the head coach of the Lakers, what I would tell them, and a smart team does this, is what you do is most of the time you will not foul a player in that instance because you have the lead, and what happens is I believe he was on the 3-point line. That would have been a 3 shots at the line. So what most likely would have happened if you lean into it, no one's going to contest that shot because they don't want to risk the foul. Because more than likely, if you miss the shot, it's no sweat off my back.
Listen,
if you don't miss the shot and I foul you,
she did something there.
She broke it down.
Like that.
She broke it down.
Okay, I like what you did there.
If you miss the shot and I foul you, now I sent you to the line.
You pulled that out of your that's really good. That's high. That's high level basketball that you just talked. But it's still, Ashley.
I'm not mad at it.
Shot,
it was the best shot available.
Because if you're a shooter and you think about that, which you're right, they are thinking about that. Yo, I could potentially, get fouled, get to the line, knock these 3 down, and then boom, we go to overtime. But there's also the possibility of you giving them an opportunity just to block it as well, right? So hopefully they put this up there because I hate seeing what's kind of fun. It was cool. I love that your tweet went viral.
I didn't even know it did.
Yeah.
I just love that video.
But that was the best shot. Come on now. Like, really look at it. It was the best shot
available, but a slight adjustment makes all the difference.
But why does it matter, though? Because he probably, in practice, you know how many shots he gets up?
Practice? We talking about practice?
Yeah, he probably get those shots. He probably get those reps up all the time. That's
talking about practice?
That's easy for them. Those are the regular 3, that's where they shoot in practice. So that's that's their regular 3.
All right. Well, look, we mentioned, while we wait for that Jordan Poole video, we mentioned Anthony Davis' stats earlier, right? Yep. 30 points, 23 rebounds. So he joins Shaquille O'Neal, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Wilt Chamberlain, right, as Lakers centers to do that in a playoff game. So yesterday, actually, in their post-press conference, they had Anthony Davis and LeBron James answering questions. This was LeBron James' response when he was asked how he felt about Anthony Davis' performance. Let's take a look at it.
I mean, the Lakers franchise over the years, over the course of their existence, has always had dominant big men and dominant guys that have been a force at the rim, and that's why their jerseys are in the rafters. And AD will be up there when he's done playing, and it's a treat for us, it's a treat for the Laker Nation, and a treat for the franchise to be able to have another one, in their franchise that wears the purple and gold. That's in the present right now.
Hey, LeBron. Oh, here.
I'll take my watch next week.
Now, Ashley, before I ask you any serious questions or anything like that, can we rate LeBron's jacket? Did you like that jacket?
Can I see the jacket again? Can we get that?
Yeah, can we run just a video, like a couple seconds of it?
Or just a screenshot of his jacket?
Something. Yeah, 1 second. You gotta look at LeBron's jacket. I kind of like it. I want to see how you feel about it.
From what I remember from him walking in the tunnel, I did like it.
And I think I seen. Wait till you look at it. I think, is that a Richard Mille?
That's a Richard Mille.
Yeah.
I like the jacket.
Yeah.
I do like the jacket. I don't know if I like it buttoned up.
Oh, you think he could have left it open?
I think if he would have left it open with a black tee under it, would have been flyer. But I like the jacket.
Black tee or white tee? I was actually thinking white tee.
He has a black one underneath it.
Does he?
Yeah.
Brandon.
I like that jacket.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Brandon, we were rating LeBron's jacket. Did you like it?
Can you throw it back up there? Can we throw it back up there, please? I want to get a coffee. We throw it back up there. Let's see. Style guy.
Yeah. You rocking it? Were you rocking it, or that's just LeBron? That's LeBron style.
That's fly.
That's a fly jacket. I like it.
I guess, we always like to compete.
I like AD's glasses, too. I believe those are Louis Vuitton.
I don't say AD's fit is nice. AD's fit is nice.
AD is like...
He can actually dress.
AD is giving...
He's giving real LA.
It's giving real hip hop.
It's giving me like Ice Cube, NWA.
Yeah.
It's giving me...
I'm more LeBron. I would have found a way to throw a turtleneck underneath there.
Not a turtleneck.
You are a turtleneck.
What is with you in the turtlenecks, Brandon?
It changes the vibe.
It's 90 degrees outside.
Did you see me yesterday with my turtleneck on? Or did you pay attention to me?
I know that when
Did you pay attention to me yesterday?
I know that
Did you recognize my fit yesterday?
I'm pretty sure I recognized your fit yesterday.
Then you would have said you saw my turtleneck.
I do know that you are a psycho and wears sweatshirts and turtlenecks in the same outfit,
Right. So what I do now,
which is insane.
I've been searching for like a athletic material that can still give me. I like this my neck. I like to highlight my neck, right? Like I feel like that's my best feature, right? And so like I like to bring it out with a turtleneck, okay? So I want to find a way to do it throughout spring and summer. So I'm searching for like an athletic material, like almost like a dry fit that can still give me that look, right? But what I'm doing now is I cut the sleeves off the turtleneck, Ashley. It's a short turtleneck.
So it's just a
Okay,
turtle.
that makes sense. So it's not
It's a
that
what? It's a
long.
turtle.
Just a turtle.
It's a turtle.
All right,
It's just a neck. No, it's just a neck.
So now,
'Cause you gotta-
Just a neck.
so now, in all serious note, on a serious note, right? How far can the Lakers go if AD's playing at this level? If he's
All the
playing at a
way.
high level,
Let me.
Now, listen, it's not going to be an easy task because I still think that I never count out the Warriors, but they can make this a 6 or 7 game series. And when you get that deep into a series, anything happens. Anything is
listen.
possible. But again, I'm not leaning towards Anthony Davis being
That's
that
it.
version of
Right.
AD
And that
every
sucks.
single game in this series. So I'm still leaning towards the Warriors because I'm a firm believer what we have seen is the version we will get from him.
And your first question, Corey, was, what did we see last night?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
and that's where I was going to go. I saw what the world saw in 2020, and everybody was excited about. And LeBron was probably the happiest man on the planet, where he was like, "Damn, this is year 17 for me, and now I can kind of morph into that Magic Johnson role fully and let him be the guy." Now, LeBron's still the guy, still the leader, put everybody in position. But for LeBron to sit back and just be that facilitator and let AD go do this, man, we're talking about LeBron catching MJ, right? So Ashley's right, phenomenal. He's having a moment right now. Hell, this whole year, really, he's been balling. He went down, but before he went down, like he was the best player in the NBA, right? Those first 30 games, I believe it was, before he got
going
hurt.
off. You're right.
I mean,
He
remember
was cooking, yeah.
Yeah, he was.
he was the best player in the NBA. Then he gets hurt again. So if he can find a way to stay healthy, they could go all the way. But the problem is, I think, when you look at this conversation holistically, it always comes back to that. And everybody says it is beating a dead horse, but availability. Can he stay available? And if I'm LeBron, man, I'm looking at this and I'm like, it's almost that it's going to be those moments like 20 years from now where he looks back like, damn, I could have caught MJ. Like, only if AD stay healthy, because AD is like that. This is a guy that can play on the perimeter. He can shoot the three. He doesn't love to post up, but he can post up. He can rebound. We've seen that. He had 23 last night.
Yeah.
He has mid-range. I mean, he has everything. He just can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
If I'm LeBron 20 years from now, Ashley, I'm like,
It's
damn,
not
I
even
could have had
about-
7 rings.
It's not even about a health thing with Anthony Davis all the time. It's a consistency thing. He just can't give you the same version of him night in and night
No.
out. It's not always that he's hurt. It's not always that he's hurt. It's that
you're saying even when he's healthy, he's not consistent.
it's an
Yeah, there's
yes,
an
it's a
argument
health issue with Anthony Davis. He's constantly injured one way or another. But
Right.
even when he's not injured, it's a lack of being able to perform consistently.
Right.
It's not, and it's not tied to an injury. For some reason, he can't give you the same version of him night in and night out, and that's the biggest concern with this Lakers team.
Ashley, you keep bringing that Starbucks in here.
Yeah.
That's actually not Starbucks. This is actually coffee from home. It's just a Starbucks
Just in the
cup.
Starbucks.
You should let me make a coffee for you. Can I
Hey.
make a coffee for you?
No.
You like cold coffee?
It depends on the day. Today I'm drinking hot because my voice is a little.
Let me make something for you real quick.
No, sir.
Let me make this. Taste it. I'll be right back.
Come
I'm
up
gonna
with
go
a
make
concoction.
Ashley a coffee. I'll be back.
Okay.
Put the picture back up there because I don't want y'all to see my booty as I walk out. Like, I'm just saying, like, if I get up right now, you know what I'm saying, the cameras, I'm gonna be in the cameras. Ashley, just stay with me. There you go. I just need it out.
I have so many questions.
Well, no, I got something though, Ashley.
I have
'cause
so many
yesterday-
questions,
Right,
Corey. I have
know,
so many
honestly,
questions.
Honestly. Well, yesterday, remember in Fact or Foolish, I asked you guys who will basically win the rebounding, the battle of the rebounding, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like between Anthony Davis and Kevon Looney, they both had 23 rebounds, right? So they basically tied. Like, yeah, can he keep up with that, like the level in which he was rebounding last night?
Again,
That's what's tough.
it's a consistency thing.
Yeah.
Anthony Davis is capable of doing pretty much anything. It's just that we can't seem to get it from him consistently. I mean, it's I don't know how else to word it. When he is at his best, he is at his best. But he is not someone who gives you his best every single night. And I don't know if it's he's physically incapable or if it's a mental. I don't know what it is. But if he can do what he did even if he can give me a fraction of that, like say he gives me 80% of that, absolutely. If he gives me all of a sudden 50% of that, no.
Yeah. It looked like Kevon Looney's gonna be able to rebound at that level though.
Kevon Looney is an absolute. You're just gonna walk in front of my shot.
My butt. You see, like
He's a dog.
making me seem like
He's
I'm
gonna
good.
walk in front of my shot. But Looney is an absolute monster.
Yeah, he's been crashing the boards like crazy.
Monster.
in the
It is
playoffs.
unreal.
Yeah.
Like,
Yo, can I get a single on me? I don't know what y'all
what
talking
is
about.
that?
I wanna talk sports.
Is that milk? I don't do dairy.
Come on, let me get this. Boom.
I don't do dairy.
I think,
You don't do dairy.
Oh.
What is that?
What do you mean? You
I don't do dairy. I'm lactose intolerant.
dang, just ruined the whole
Alright, I'm not gonna
concoction.
give you dairy, but just take a sip.
What is that? What's the white
I
stuff?
can't. That's my secret sauce.
Is that dairy?
That's my secret sauce.
But is it dairy?
You gonna mess? Yo, I actually got to finish the show now.
That's what I'm saying. Is it
I actually got to
dairy?
be able to finish the show.
Just take a little sip.
No. Is it dairy? Like, is it milk?
A little.
What kind of milk is that?
You just do this.
No.
It might, it
I'm
might
gonna
be that
pass.
serious. I don't
I'm
know.
actually gonna pass.
Will that mess up your stomach if you just do?
Oh my God,
Just take a
here.
little bit, and then if you fart, we won't tell.
I'm not gonna fart, but like, what is this?
Oh
Take a
man.
little sip.
Hey Brandon, you know we got that Jordan Poole shot. We got a video of it.
You like it?
It's very good.
Thank you. Oh, make it a drink. Who want it? Corey, you want it?
No, I'm good. I don't
want
really
it,
drink
Will?
coffee.
I
yeah.
literally just
Nobody
drank
wants
from
my
it.
drink, huh?
I don't do cold.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah, I don't drink coffee.
Oh,
Brandon,
you said you drank
Brandon,
from it? Oh, no, let me stop. Come on.
Brandon, you wanna watch that Jordan Poole highlight?
Yeah, let's go to the Jordan. So we're gonna walk you through the Jordan Poole play. This is new media player breakdown. Okay, we do not have the budget to have a board yet, but we will soon. But right now, what we're going to show you is that this is the best shot available. So start talking about Jordan Poole.
Whoa. So look,
Okay, stop.
pump
Pause.
fake, step
Pause,
into
pause,
it.
Pause,
Oh my God,
pause.
now
Check
that it's
this
on the
out.
big screen.
Check this out. This is what we're gonna do here.
Oh my
So if I
God,
think
he
you're
has-
wrong. All right.
Can we run this back,
Can we run
Manderville?
this back, Manderville, please? I'm gonna tell Brandon why he's wrong here.
I don't know if there's a slow-mo button.
I'm gonna get my Kenny the Jet Smith on here.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell
right.
him why he's wrong.
Dude, I don't even know if we can put it in slow-mo. I don't think that's possible.
All right. Pause it right here, Manderville. What does that clock say, Brandon?
10 seconds.
Okay, 10 seconds left on the clock. You do not need to make that shot.
10 seconds in the fourth.
lot
What
of
is the
time.
better
10
shot?
I thought it
seconds
was
on
16,
that
it's
clock.
10.
You do not need to go ahead and make that shot.
Okay, so here's.
You
this
can
is
go
why I
ahead
say-
and attempt to kick it out. If you do want to take that shot, you step into the shot. So either A, your defender fouls you, or B, you get closer and make it a little bit more in range. 10 seconds left on the clock. You do not have to make that shot. That is a shot that you attempt with a fraction of that time on the clock. 2 seconds left on the
All right,
clock,
now-
baby.
but how about- let me tell you-
1.5 on the clock,
Now,
not
let me tell
10
you,
seconds.
hold on, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why you're wrong. Okay, how many times have we seen teams do that? Pass
Not-
on the best,
not
best
the
available
point.
shot. Yes, it is. How many times have we seen teams and players pass on the best shot available, searching for the better shot? Right, kicking it out to Clay. Clay's covered. Clay's covered. Who's that? Schroeder on Clay? I mean,
10
who's that?
seconds
No, it doesn't
left
matter.
on
All
the
right, so what
clock,
happens? Tell me the
Brandon.
movement. Let's talk about ball movement. So he has an option. Do you want to go back to Draymond or do you want to go to Clay?
Brandon, you don't even
Where do
need
you
to
wanna go?
You don't
I'll
even
tell
need-
you. I can
You
tell
don't
you
even
what
need to
happens
kick
right
it
now.
out to anybody. You go.
No,
you
you
have a
need-
wide
you need
open
three. You
defender
need
right
three.
there by the basket,
You need
or
three.
you go ahead and you dribble it out. You don't-
Dribble it out?
Look.
Dribble it out. You
So
don't
you
need
want
to
to
take
dribble
that
the air?
shot.
You want to dribble the air out of the basketball
Look.
to create what?
Dribble
I don't know where
it,
he's gonna
dribble it
go.
out to get a better shot closer
So-
to the basket,
Look.
or you lean into your
So-
shot
so
to make
hold on one
number
second.
2 right there foul you.
No. All right. I love what you said about the foul earlier, but
Mm-hmm.
you are totally off. You are totally off on this. if he actually dribbles the ball and he actually tries to attack, let's say he attacks the paint trying to get defenders to come to him, nobody's coming off of Klay Thompson. Nobody's leaving Steph Curry. If they do that, they're fired immediately.
Hear what you just said.
So what are you going to do?
Hear what you just said. You just said no defender would come off of Klay and no defender would come off of Steph. Then what does that mean? Means that your spacing is more open, which means you have the space to go ahead and potentially get a better shot. If you don't want to go ahead and do that, lean into your shot, make him foul you. You do not take that shot with 10 seconds left on the clock.
Can we get a fan vote here, please? I think this is going to be the first time all year that I win an argument in basketball.
You're not winning this.
What you just said is totally off. Now, it was great. You had me. You had the whole world. You had the whole world.
Corey, go ahead. Go ahead, Corey.
Well, because look, I got another scenario that I think would have been the best scenario. So can I get the replay up there one more time? Yeah, just one more time. I think Jordan Poole can actually take this shot. I think just at the depth in which he was at when he got the ball. So look, if he goes like here, and you see Jordan Poole do this all the time.
Look at that spacing.
Well, look, no. You know what Jordan Poole's really good at? Pump faking. Jordan Poole pump fakes, right? You see how hard this defender's closing on him. If he pump fakes, sidestep, you're closer to the rim, pull that, it's a good shot. It's a good open shot, too.
Hey, Corey. That's called, like, in football, they say that's Monday morning quarterback.
Yeah, no, you're right.
No.
But
you know what else he's good at?
This is why, that's why I started with Jordan Poole is great at pump faking.
He's also good at practicing that shot.
I've seen him so many times hit people.
Let me get my ISO real quick. Let me get an ISO real quick. Let me explain this one more time for Brandon. I'm pretending this camera is Brandon Marshall.
You can't explain it to me. First off, before you do it, I want to say this. Before you do that, I want to say this. I was recruited at an extremely high level to play basketball in college, Kentucky to UF. I lied about Kentucky, UF for sure. Not Kentucky, but UF when they won the national championship, okay? So I just want to say that. I do know basketball, okay? I just want to say that. Go ahead.
I'm gonna explain to Brandon, as if this camera is Brandon Marshall, why that was not the best shot. One, if you want to take that shot, you lean into it. One or two things is going to happen. You get it closer within range, or like I said, the defender fouls you, you get to the line. Or, like you also said, a defender's not going to come off of Klay Thompson. A defender's not going to come off of Steph Curry. So what that allows you to do, if you do want to go ahead and move that ball around the court, you now have the space to do so. 10 seconds left on the clock. You do not have to chuck that shot up. I don't care how many times you've made it in practice. I don't care how many times you've made it pre-game, halftime, post-game. It doesn't matter. Too much time on the clock, too much riding on the line to take that shot. It was unnecessary. That is not the shot that you take. Now, again, it wasn't a bad shot if you leaned into it. It's a bad shot the way that he shot it. There was other options on the court to go ahead and make a better shot.
Please, you keep saying the way he. First off, you said he leaned out.
He leaned backwards.
No, he did not. He was falling forward when he shot the ball.
He was falling backwards, Brandon. So what happens when you fall backwards?
From what I remember, he was falling backwards. From what I remember, let's look at it one more time.
Can we replay it? Can we replay it?
I know, right?
Look. Watch the shot.
Where's his form bad? He's falling
leaning
forward.
backwards.
Where's he leaning backwards?
Listen.
Where is he leaning backwards?
Look at his form when he lands.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
He's leaning backwards.
Steph Curry was shooting from the side like this.
He's not Steph Curry. He's not Steph Curry.
It was a rush shot. It was a rush shot.
With too much time on the clock. There's almost 11 seconds on the clock when he has that ball in his hand. 11 seconds in the NBA is a lifetime. You do not take that shot with that much time on the clock.
Listen, first off, what I know right now is that I'm dealing with a master communicator. Okay? That's what I do know. You are really good at taking your words and making them tell any story you want right now. So I need to be very careful and very sharp when we're having these conversations because I will continue to lose if I'm not. So I want everybody
you're losing because that was not a shot you take with 11 seconds left on the clock. Almost.
I got to take the emotion out of it. That's the problem. Sometimes I put too much emotion into my takes, Corey. First off, Corey, did you not hear what she said? And you said it too. Man, get Wu a camera or something, man. Wu the only one in here that saw it. He was not leaning back. He was leaning back.
He
Look at
may
his
not have been
form.
leaning back.
That was
Straight
not a
up.
rush shot. That was
It
not.
was a rush shot, Brandon. You're right. He may not have been leading
Oh,
back.
now you want to take
He may not
I'll let
have
you
been.
speak.
He may not have been leaning backwards. I will give you that.
Oh, now you wanna
it was
give me
a
something.
rush shot. It was almost 11 seconds on the clock.
Yeah,
To your
that's what
argument,
I've been
why
saying.
don't you pump fake and pass the rock if
Let me tell
someone's
you why.
open?
Can I tell you why? Can
Why
I tell
not?
you why?
You
And I
have-
like how you try to
with
use
that
my
spacing,
words.
You could have given
First
me
off,
at least
this
two
is what
dribbles.
he's looking at. And you know this. You just said this. Like, I loved your point. Okay, when you said no, your coach not to foul in those situations. So that is a great option. But when there's a great or good look, a decent look available, take that, especially if you're Jordan Poole. How many times have we seen Jordan Poole hit shots like that before?
Brandon, oh my God.
Yes, I'm going there. You're also coached in those moments to know that go get the guys. You got two of the greatest shooters on your team. Jordan Poole has Klay Thompson here. Ain't nobody coming off of him. Ain't nobody coming off of Steph Curry. So now you left with Draymond Green. So now you want me to dribble the ball. So now you want him to
Hear what you just said.
No. I let you talk.
But
now
hear
you
what you
want
just said.
Now you want Jordan Poole to dribble the ball to do what? To do what? You're wide open right there. I don't give a damn if it's from the half.
But hear what you
line.
just said, Brandon.
No.
A defender's not going to come off of Steph. A defender's not going to come off of Klay. That means that your spacing is there.
Spacing to do what?
Spacing,
Ashley?
you can go
to do
ahead
just
and
that
give me at
pump fake,
least two
side
dribbles
step,
before you
boom,
take
something.
that shot.
But
There's
you're
almost
bringing-
11
but
seconds
now-
left on the
but now
clock.
But now the defender's closer to you.
Nah, our argument was that the angle he was coming at, he was coming off of Draymond to close out on that shot. He goes like this, pump fake, side steps to the right. It's a easy,
and that's
it's a great shot. That's a great shot.
See, like now I get it. You take what's available to you guys. It's the fundamentals.
That wasn't-
like, that's
I'm
the
with you.
problem.
I'm with you with Jordan Poole
hold on.
taking the
This
shot.
is what
I think he
this
could
is
have
what
set up
makes-
for a cleaner
hold on.
one.
This is what makes players successful or not. When you're out there and you got to think and you're in your head, you are a shit player. When you're out there and you actually do things and you can't explain why you did it after,
Yeah.
that's what makes you really good because you're just feeling it. You're in the moment. It's a whole type of meditation. You're not out there thinking about. Come on, you see players all the time. Boom, do this football cutback, just spin. How'd you do that? I don't even know. I didn't even know I did that. You know how many times I watch film and say, "What? I did that?" Or you sit down with another great player or any player that did something crazy. And you be like, "Why did you do that?" I didn't even know I did it. Right? So I say that because ain't nobody going out there thinking about, okay, it's 13 seconds left.
That is
it's
your
13.
job.
No, it's not. Your job is to make the play. I'm telling you that. I played professional
It is your
sports.
job to be
Ashley,
aware
I
of the
played
clock,
professional sports.
Brandon.
You're not listening to me. You're not listening to me. I played professional sports. The players that go out there and it's doing all that thinking are the players that suck. His job is out there to go make the best play, and for in that moment, what he deemed as the best play,
The basketball
was
just
that
got
play.
offended by your take. The basketball legit got defended. His job also is to be aware of the shot clock. 10 seconds left on the clock. I'm not saying that he can't hit that shot, but you don't rush a shot like that with 10, almost 11 seconds left on the clock. We're not talking about 1.5. I'm not even talking about 2 seconds. There's too much time on the clock to be that rash in decision making. There's a bunch of other things that you could have done. If you wanted to take that shot, you lean into it more. You dribble into it more. You did not have to chuck that shot up. I don't care how many times in practice you have made it. I'm not knocking the shot as a whole. I'm knocking the rush. I'm knocking the speed in which he made it. And it 100% is your responsibility as a player on the court down the stretch to be aware of the shot clock. And had he looked at the shot clock, he would know he had time to make a better decision. It's as simple as that.
Okay, so this is, and look, I'm not trying to go back and forth. We can move on from this conversation, but I do want to say one last thing here, and I'll give you the opportunity to have the last word, okay?
I don't need the last word.
Okay, so this is what I'm going to say here. And this trumps everybody out here talking, right? Jordan Poole made it to the NBA because he has an innate ability to make the play. That's why Jordan Poole is in the NBA, right? All this other stuff that we're talking about, we should do this, we should do that. The great players are players that make it to a pro league on a pro team, right? You're out there and you're not in your head. You're playing the game. You're not thinking about this angle, that angle. You're just playing. It's a field, okay? So anybody out there that has opinions, myself included, right? If your opinion, our opinion actually really doesn't matter, right? Because we didn't make it to the NBA. Now, if Steph Curry or if Draymond Green or if LeBron James or if Steve Kerr comes out and say with everything that you guys are saying, then that's what we should be listening to. But Jordan Poole's job, like what you were referring to, Jordan Poole's job is to make the play. Now, do we make bad decisions as players at times? Yes. You saw Steph Curry call a timeout in the last series when he had no timeouts. There was last night, Julius Randle, he steps across the inbounds line.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing, right? So we see this all the time, but in that moment, some would say it was the best play available, and some will say it wasn't because you could have dribbled the ball, created created more space. You had the space. You could have pump faked. He's really good at pump faking. But to me, it's like, all right, well, why did Tom Brady throw this gold ball over here and that over there? Why did he throw the check down in that here? Like, you can't do that with players. That's my thing.
Hindsight 2020.
I'm wondering, I could be wrong. I would need to look it up, but I believe didn't the Warriors have a timeout left?
It's possible.
If somebody can double check that, I'm pretty sure that so it's not 100% on Jordan. Had Jordan gone ahead and not rushed the shot and called a timeout, or Curry called the timeout, that would have been a little bit of a wiser thing to do. I don't know if they had a timeout. I need someone to fact check that. I'm 100%, I'm like leaning 99.9% sure they had a timeout though. In their back pocket.
I said that was going to be my.
They had one timeout in their back pocket. That's on them also.
Okay, so like I said, that was going to be my last thing. I can't say nothing else, huh? We got to move on.
Yeah, we got to move on to Knicks and Heat. Knicks and Heat.
I wanted to challenge what you just said.
They had a timeout in their back pocket. Why don't you use that? 10 seconds left on the clock. You're Steve Kerr. You don't call a timeout.
Can the fans? Can everybody who's watching? Can you guys give me permission to speak again on this? Because I said that was going to be my last word.
No, but. Serious, quickly, like, you're Steve Kerr, your two best players, Clay and Steph, are both guarded.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have an open shot. You have a shot available. You could get a better one. You don't call a timeout?
Okay, I'm glad you asked.
Yeah, Golden State actually had 2 timeouts.
They had 2 timeouts?
Okay, watch this. I'm Steve Kerr. I'm one of the greatest shooters of the basketball the NBA has ever seen. I'm also probably going to go down as a Hall of Fame coach as well, okay? So you call that timeout. Let's call the timeout. Boom. We're on the sideline. What they do? The head coach takes a knee. All the players around. He's drawing up the inbounds play. Here's our final play. You know what he's going to say? Look, we're getting the ball to Steph Curry. He is the greatest shooter ever. We're getting the ball to him. But 9 times out of 10, they're going to do everything possible to not let him get this shot. And they're going to do the same with Clay. So guess who's going to be our best option? Jordan. So Jordan, your ass better be ready for when you get that ball, take the shot. They're not only having that conversation in that moment, they're having that conversation throughout the entire year. That's what coaching's about, putting your players in position in those in situational basketball. That's the difference between winning and losing. When the game's on the line, who has the plays? Who's well coached? Who can make the adjustment? So I'm glad you asked. If I'm Steve Kerr, Ashley, I'm saying I'm trying to get it to Steph Curry and Clay, but if they're not available, I am going to go with Jordan Poole because he's the best person available.
Right, but what I'm saying is 1 or 2 things happen when you call a timeout, right? You either allow the defense to get set, which can make a shot more difficult. That happens. But also, you also have the opportunity to come up with a better play. I don't know if the play was there to the point where I would have let them play through that. I probably, if I were Kerr, would have called a timeout. I have Steph doubled, or not doubled. I have Steph guarded. I have Clay guarded. I don't have somebody for Jordan to kick it out to. Now, Jordan, more than likely, probably after the timeout, would have had to been the one to take the shot regardless. Because they probably, defenders would have got set once again. They would have done exactly what we saw on the court. But potentially. But that potentially, I don't know. I'm leaning towards, do you allow that to go down? Or do you possibly try to come up with a better option for at least Jordan to make a better shot? I don't know. I don't know. I probably would have called the timeout.
No, listen, you're not wrong there. I think the reality is, in those moments, you find a way to put it in your best player's hands. So that could be, it doesn't matter. If Steph Curry had to shoot from half court, you know, you want Steph Curry to do that, right? He's the type of player that he's going to find a way to make the biggest play in the biggest moment. So regardless, but we've seen this also with LeBron James, Ashley. Like, we crush LeBron James for always making the best play. We saw it in the last series against the Grizzlies. The game is on the line. LeBron drives, he penetrates to the basket. He could take the shot. What did he do? He kicked it out to what's his name? I keep messing up. What's his name? KP? K something? What's his name?
KCP?
KCP. KCP hits the shot so they can advance, right? So he made the best play. So you also got to ask yourself this. Do you think that was the best
play for Jordan Poole?
I think it was the best shot available. And the reason why I brought that up is because, like, yeah, we got Steph Curry, we got Clay there, but also you want to go to depth, you want to talk about team. You also have to trust the other players around you that can make plays, right? So in that moment, I do believe it was the best play available. I do.
Last point on this, Corey, we can move on. No, real quick, I'm just going to say this. If you don't call my only argument is if you do not call the timeout, you have to be aware of the clock.
Right.
Being aware of the clock, he would not have taken that shot. 10.8 seconds is a very long time. If you don't call the timeout, be aware of the clock. If you're going to go ahead and call the timeout, run the risk of the defense going ahead and possibly getting set, but also coming up with a better shot.
Though.
You want open looks. You have to do one or the other.
I wish I really knew basketball at the level where I can break down numbers and we had a statistician online with, like, look at this. But do we know how hard it is to find open looks? It's hard to get open in it.
Best shot available, Brandon, though, is what you refer to when there's a second left on the clock. 2 seconds left on the clock. Almost 11 seconds left on the clock is a lifetime. That's not the best shot available with that much time on the clock.
Did I tell you I was recruited by Kentucky? Did I tell you I was offered a scholarship?
Corey, go ahead. I can't.
Oh, man. All right, moving on. The Knicks last night beat the Heat 111-105, right? Even the series 1-1. Jalen Brunson led all scorers with 30 points, and Julius Randle in his return added 25 points and 12 rebounds. So, Ashley, of course, I'll start with you. What were the keys to victory for the Knicks in Game 2?
Julius Randle being back was huge for the New York Knicks. You know, he is, first of all, his conditioning is unbelievable. To be, limping back to the locker room just 48 hours ago and be back. And he wasn't just back, he was back. Like, he was moving.
Yeah. Shocking.
I think that was a huge win for the Knicks. Also, I got to go ahead and pull up our stats because I want to go ahead and see exactly how the bench did in terms of comparisons to the Miami bench. Let me go ahead and look at these numbers here.
9. It was like the Knicks had 9 bench
Okay, so the bench wasn't a big factor, but you did go ahead and have R.J. Barrett, Julius Randle, Jalen Brunson in double digits, and we're talking over 20 points each from them. Josh Hart was killing it on the boards, and so was Julius Randle. Rebounding was huge. Those second chance opportunities were huge for the Knicks. So that's something that was a big difference maker in this game. Like I said, I did not like in parts of the game how they were chucking up threes. You live by the 3, you die by the 3. I'm a firm believer in that. But I do like the adjustments that were made. And I do, moving forward, though, that bench needs to give me more. You cannot go into Miami and not go ahead and get some bench points. You got to go ahead and give me more. But I think it was a huge night for Jalen Brunson. I think it was a good night for Julius Randle. And that's what you need in order for this team to win.
RJ Barrett sure knows how to start a game fast. He definitely start the game fast in both game 1 and 2. But Brandon, what are your thoughts on the Knicks winning game 2?
I'll be quick here. Every team, no matter what sport, has that one person that they can count on, right? That one person that's going to show up night in and night out, day in and day out, and just deliver and be consistent. It doesn't always have to be the superstar, but it's that one person that's going to be where he's supposed to be and get everybody in position. Jalen, Marquise, Brunson was the difference to
Not
me.
his government.
But
I'm like, who's
bro? And Ashley, it's just like it's special seeing him play and how he approaches the game, his intensity, his leadership, all of that, right? Obviously, Ashley, you can say Randall is the superstar of that team. Is Julius the guy?
I would probably say it's now Jalen Brunson.
But before Jalen,
before it was Julius,
he's the guy.
He was the guy. Yeah.
Nah, like to me, I hate to say he's the face of that franchise, but man, he's special, and that was the difference in that game, right? And that's the difference in this organization. Like, who knows what he's bringing to the table in practice, in the meeting room, how they travel. But it seems like he is that person that the organization is really leaning on, like unwavering, super consistent, passionate, has his head on the right way, the guy you want to follow. So
listen,
that's the difference.
The Knicks don't win this game without Julius Randle. And this game had to be won without Jimmy Butler on the court because he's coming back.
Right.
He'll be back for game 3.
Yeah, and that was actually my next
There's
question.
Rested.
But so will Julius. His ankle will him
Mm-hmm.
and Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson was dealing with a sprained ankle, a sore ankle. Julius obviously with a sprain. The time off is also going to help them out. So both teams are going to be at when I say full strength, I say that loosely with Miami because obviously they're dealing with 2 major injuries, Victor Oladipo and Tyler Hero. But they're going to have 2 of their guys.
Right.
They're going to have Bam Adebayo. They're going to have Jimmy Butler. And also you can't forget Caleb Martin, Max Strus. Those guys were and Gabe Vincent. Listen, you got to watch out for them.
Right.
But they're going to be loosely at full strength. No excuses. Games 3, 4.
Let me ask
pairing
this question.
health. You had to win this game.
Let me ask this question. I'll start with you, Corey, because you brought up Jimmy Butler. What's his superpower? What makes him special? And Ashley, you can answer it.
He's a closer, and when the team needs a bucket, he's going to find the way to get the bucket, whether it's drawing a foul or just getting into the paint, or if he has the open three-point shot, he's going to take that three-point shot. Right. And in those clutch moments, he makes it. That's his it factor.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, also, and Jalen Brunson is not afraid to either take the shot or dish the shot, and that's something that is important. You know, I think a lot of the times when you have the hot hand.
Jimmy?
Oh, you're talking about Jimmy?
Yeah, Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Yeah,
I thought we were talking about Jalen.
Oh, no.
Or is it?
You said on the Knicks.
Sorry.
Everything ain't about the Knicks.
Sorry, I thought you said Jalen. What are we talking about with Jimmy?
I asked what was his superpower.
To just step up to the moment. I mean, Jimmy Butler is that guy who, like you said, you can count on in those big moments, and that's special.
Right.
And the reason he's all dog, man.
That's right.
He's all dog.
That's right, because when you look at him, right, because like when you brought his name up, how you lit up was like, it was almost like, holy shit, Jimmy's back.
Jimmy's back, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when Jimmy's on the court, when Jimmy suits up and he's getting, you're like, oh crap.
Yeah, but okay, let's talk about other great players. You know, Steph Curry. I mean, there's so many things that makes him great, but that shot is dead. You got Embiid, you got Joker. You can go to a specific thing. With Jimmy, it's exactly what you guys talked about, and I brought that up because the playoffs, and I'm beating a dead horse here, but the playoffs is so fun right now.
Yeah,
like it's so entertaining. All these storylines. James Harden drops 45. Embiid wins MVP, has an emotional moment, and then he says, I'm back. He's coming back. LeBron James, is he too old? Right? He's still doing it. He's chasing his 5th ring. You got AD. Can AD actually embrace this moment and get past, all of these disastrous years of being available and not available? Like, Draymond talked about this. Yeah. Why are y'all so quick to move on from us? Why y'all so quick to move on from LeBron? Why y'all so quick to move on from the Warriors? Like, let us have our moment. Mm-hmm. So the playoffs, I said it a couple days ago. If you guys aren't really tuning in, which I know y'all are, man, y'all really got to tap in and follow these storylines. It's fun. Ashley,
Yeah.
another thing that stood out, and I got goosebumps just thinking about this. And sorry, Corey, I'm going to give it back to you. You got a whole show you got to get through. You asked about, like, what stood out in these games last night. The intensity, the environment. And I'm sitting here watching this, laying in my bed. I'm like, how do the NBA, how do they capture this? How can they have to be able to bottle this up.
You got a lot of history, these two franchises.
No, but how do you bring all of this stuff that we're feeling as basketball fans, sports fans, and do this in a regular season?
You can't.
I literally asked this question.
You can't.
Let me ask you this. If you were able to, right, and they're able to bring this type of intensity and create these environments in the regular season, would the NBA be the #1 sports league out of all the big four?
I think it'd still be football.
I don't know.
It'd still be, because football's a shorter season. It's just, basketball's a much longer season. The games aren't always exciting. The matchups aren't always exciting. Football, it's, like I said, it's shorter. It's one day, well, not one day, the most important, I guess, 1 day, 2 days a week. Basketball's on almost every other day during the regular season. And also, look, the intensity is never going to be the same as the playoffs, because during the regular season, there's not as much on the line. And what I mean by that is that if you lose a game, it doesn't go ahead and drastically affect your standings in the long run. In the NFL, every game counts.
Yeah, but that's
it's
what
not
that's
the
what that,
you can't
but that's
you
what,
can't
that's
you
what I'm saying.
can't you can't match.
I know,
that.
but that's what I'm saying. That's what makes the NFL so exciting, is that one game could be the difference in between the 1 seed and the 5th seed, or making the playoffs, not making the playoffs.
But true basketball fans don't care about that. They find the regular season exciting regardless. I mean, again,
Really?
not every matchup's gonna be like, oh my God. But if you're a true basketball fan during the regular season, you're just as much invested as you are during the playoffs. It's only casuals who start watching during the playoffs.
I watch April. Yeah, I watch. Yes, that's me.
Casual.
It ain't not the playoffs. No, because the playoffs start for me before playoffs start, and that's in April, springtime.
That's casual.
No, I'm saying I'm
like
agreeing
me.
with you.
That's
No,
like
I'm agreeing
me.
with you.
I'm
I
a
am
casual. I'm a casual baseball watcher. I don't start watching until
all right,
probably like August, September. Like,
Yeah,
I'm not
I
watching
agree
the
with
full
you.
season.
I agree with you. But the reason why is because this shit is not entertaining. It's not fun.
For
like,
you.
who wants to watch that? It ain't fun. Nobody's enjoying going to the NBA games, seeing the best players sitting on the sideline.
For you.
Load management. Nobody want to see that crap.
I mean,
Ain't
nobody likes load management. What I'm saying is, if you are a true basketball fan, you're invested from beginning to end of the season. You cannot expect more casual NBA watchers to have that same love. That's no different than baseball. There are avid baseball watchers who are watching from spring training until the postseason. I, Ashley Nicole Moss, diehard Yankees fan, but I'm not that girl. Catch you in August. I don't care about what you're doing in May. I could care less. I don't care about what you're doing in July.
They gotta
I
find
don't
a way.
I'm the same with hockey.
My point
there's
in saying all of this.
There's casuals
I get
and
you.
there's diehards.
But my point in saying this, right? Like, leagues find a way to evolve and stay relevant, to reach new audiences, and then also create more engagement. Because if they create more engagement, they generate more revenue. More people make money, right? And everything's around these TV deals, and you can see the metrics. They're different as the season gets closer, as the season progresses and gets closer to the playoffs. And it's like, they're trying things, the play-in game. That's what the play-in game was for, right? To create more intensity. They're trying to find ways. It's going to be impossible to cut the season, the games down, like go from 80-something to 60-something. That can't happen, because more games you play, the more money you make. But
Brandon,
I wish there was...
It's no different.
I understand,
than you.
Ashley.
It's no different than you in college football.
I get that, Ashley, but I'm not. You're talking about something different. I'm talking about the business, and I'm talking about entertainment. I'm not talking about sports. I'm approaching this from a pure business standpoint, right? Like, you're right what you're saying. But how do you? My question is how do you change that? Because somebody like you, right? Thank you. That is the question.
Somebody like you. You don't watch every Saturday college football.
No.
You are avid
at all.
You don't watch at all.
National
you
championship.
watch the championship game, maybe the playoff games, maybe the major bowl games, right? You can make the game as exciting as you want, but if you are not somebody who gives a damn about the regular season, is that going to make you watch it all of a sudden?
Let me tell you why. I'm just not so from a football standpoint, there's not enough sophistication for me when it comes to college football. Like I like to see it I like watching football at a high level. I love high school football. I love high school football because of the passion. To me, high school football is actually more entertaining than the NFL, right?
Okay.
Because like if you go to the you don't like it? Okay, all right.
Yeah, I don't know,
for me.
man.
So I like high school and I like the NFL. There's too much going on for me in college, and it's not enough sophistication. All right. In basketball, I love basketball. I love playing basketball. That was the sport that I love playing the most outside of football, because it's so fun. Still to this day.
Yeah.
There's what's greater than playing basketball? Like go to so many parks around the country, around the world, and you can play pickup with your boys, and it gets intense. It's fun, and you can do it all the time.
So intense
and
that
at
you
any
tear your
level.
Achilles. You know
It's
what
to
I'm
me
saying?
one of the. And so I'm saying all this to say, Ashley, is in the regular season, it's like the product is bad, right? So like who really wants to invest? I hear what you're saying, like diehards and real basketball fans, but from a business perspective, if they can keep the product the same, I think the numbers go up, which means more revenues, or equals more deals. Because that shit they put out in November and December, December is actually good. The start of the season is good,
Yeah.
right? Like for the first couple weeks.
Yeah, but everybody knows that the season really starts Christmas Day games.
Oh
You
yeah,
think so?
well, that's a really good mid-season event to kind of look forward to. Yeah.
You think
For
you
true
think so?
basketball watchers,
Absolutely.
not for you.
Christmas?
For people who are really into the NBA, you really start getting good games and good product around Christmas.
So why you want
The
to watch?
first month and a half, teams are rusty. It's like, whatever. It's kind of a drag. It's not good matchups. It's like, whatever. It's the very beginning dog days of the NBA season. December,
So you think
Christmas
there's good,
is when you start cooking. MLK Day games is when you really start
But
cooking.
those are just big moments. That's because everybody's watching. Everybody's at home. The holidays.
No, it's when
You
the
got-
it's
think
when
about-
the games
think
start
about-
getting
think about
good.
think about what happened with Kawhi, right? Kawhi goes down, and then you have Ty Lue. He comes out and he says, "Well, this is what we were waiting on. There's no reason we wouldn't load manage in the playoffs. He's hurt, right? Like we did that in a regular season. So you have teams like that, the LA Clippers, a big brand. You want to see Kawhi, but Kawhi saying, I'm waiting to the playoffs.
Well, you're going to go ahead, and that's going to change with the new CBA. There's a rule now that if you want to be eligible for any of these NBA awards, you have to play a certain amount of games. So you're going to get less load management. I believe it's 60-something games. So you'll get less load management during the course of the season. But I just don't know, if you're not an avid watcher of blank sport, there's really nothing that they can do to make you invested in it. Like for you can make college football as exciting as you want. You're still not going to care. Like, it's just not your cup of tea. Like for me, you can make baseball as exciting as you want. I'm not going to watch it in July.
So what do you call me? Because you're right. College football, they can do whatever. And I'm probably not going to watch it. I'm spending my time high school and then the NFL.
Right.
All right. But in the NBA, if you do half of what if you give us half of what you're giving us, not a half, 75% of what you're giving us in the postseason, I'm watching the whole year. So what is that? What do you call this type of fan?
I mean, unrealistic.
I say, in defense of the NBA,
you can't recreate the playoffs during the regular season. There's not the stakes are not
That's
the
what
same.
makes
in defense of the
special
NBA,
anyway.
like there were a lot of good mid-season storylines,
For
though,
sure.
right? Like, or even just like spans where guys maybe at the bottom of the rotation had crazy games. Like, I mean, you a Nets fan, right? You don't remember when Cam Thomas won like 3 straight games with like 40 points?
What was it? What was it?
Yeah.
It was more than 3.
Yeah.
No, what was it? Like
I think it was 3. Yeah,
It was
you
like
talking
this,
about his
right?
3. Yeah,
What
like
is
his.
that?
Was this?
Yeah, Cam Thomas went off for 4. Like it was just crazy, and they made that a story. Like
He didn't know. He wasn't watching.
I know, right? I know.
He has no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm like, what is this? What are you
But
talking
nah,
about?
He has no
Yeah.
idea what this means. He
Right.
wasn't watching.
But now, like, the talent level in the NBA is up there. Like, so I think if we could just normalize highlighting those guys when they go off, like, you'll get a random 25-point game from a guy off the bench sometimes, throughout the year.
Also, Corey,
Yeah.
I need to write down like my thoughts on how they can do this. One of them would be take it easy with all the calls. kind of embrace a little bit of the hockey stuff.
Let them play.
Let them play. Let them even get a little chippy, a little slap here and there, right? Because that's part of it too. That's what we're seeing in the playoffs. You let them play a little bit more, right? You're seeing shoving. You're seeing the like make the game more aggressive. But what they're trying to do is protect the stars. But that's something that I would actually start with.
Yeah. All right. How about we finish up with Factor Foolish real quick? Slide
do it.
through these.
No, not real quick. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Start fast.
We gotta
finish
real quick.
strong.
Start fast, but we can do it real quick. But you gotta what? Start fast.
Finish strong.
Finish strong.
Hey, come on now. So we're gonna
Come
how
on,
about this?
Ashley,
All right.
one time.
So
This
we're
like
gonna
this.
finish
Start
strong
fast,
with Factor
finish
Foolish.
strong.
There you go. Straight like that.
There you go.
We're gonna finish strong with Factor Foolish. So if you remember,
Ooh.
I'm gonna read these two a statement. They got to determine whether it's Factor Foolish and give their explanation why. So off the top, Jason Tatum scores more than 30 points again tonight versus the 76ers, coming off a 39-point game in Game 1. Factor Foolish.
I'm going fat because he has to.
You saw my answer written down.
I can't see that far.
Yes, you
I can't see that far.
She took my answer. Next question.
Suns should be worried without Chris Paul in the lineup. Factor
I'm gonna let
Foolish.
Brandon take this one.
We're not getting into this depth conversation. We already have our million views, okay?
I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna let you take this one.
Listen. Foolish. It's CP3. We've had these challenges before, right? Okay, cool. That sucks. It sucks for him. He's a great person. He's a great leader. So I hate that this is going to be, unfortunately, part of his legacy and part of the conversation that you have with CP3. Like if CP3 doesn't go down when he goes down in some of the biggest moments in his postseason career, he probably has at least 2 rings, Ashley. Okay? With that being said, you have KD. You have Devin Booker. F the bench. F the bench. We don't need no depth. You got guys that, like you just said, what did you just say, Ashley Nicole Moss? You said Jason Tatum has to score 30 points. You're expecting him to do that. You know what I expect? I expect KD and Devin Booker and Ayton to do exactly what they need to do. And you know another guy I expect to stand up and deliver is Payne. What's his name?
Cameron?
Major Payne.
Cameron?
How you come in there, this is the biggest moment. This is your opportunity to say, like, we don't need CP3. And this is just being respectful, but this is how athletes think and how they should be thinking. CP3 goes down. Oh yeah, this is my moment. I've been waiting for this my whole life. Oh yes. Sitting there at night, laying in your bed, lights is off, and you still putting up shots. You getting those mental reps. We dreaming for those moments, Corey. Are we not dreaming for those moments? The game is on the line. They call my number. Or I'm on the bench. You sit on the bench like this, and it's like, Brandon, you're up. Major Payne, you're up. Oh, yes. So I'm expecting him to come in and deliver so they can say, you know what? We can move on from CP3. He keeps letting us down in the postseason. So this answer is foolish. I was long-winded here, but I'm speaking to my team. One of my teams. Don't go there, Ashley. Just stop. Stop. Foolish. Stop. Don't even do nothing but the teams. Go.
Wait. All right. So next one. Next one's.
She didn't answer.
I
think she said she's just gonna leave it to you, right?
I refuse to be baited into this again. I refuse. I plead the fifth.
Listen, you know what happens when you're already up and you're winning? It's like I don't need that. Like, look.
I'm not taking the bait.
She's up. Ashley said, I'm up for the right.
I'm not taking the bait.
Ashley said, we going viral, and I'm on the right side of viral. I'm going to meme your ass before this year is over. We're going to get a meme. We're going to get Ashley a meme.
It's going to be a goal of Brandon's.
Right. Ashley going to be,
No, that's you. That's not me.
We going to get you.
You're not going to get me like that.
I'm going to get you screaming at me. Watch. I bet.
What are you, Michael Jordan? You have a gambling problem? What is wrong with you?
What? He said bet it. He said bet it. All right, Factor Foolish. Aaron Rodgers comparison of Garrett Wilson to Devante Adams.
Brandon,
Do we have a young Devante Adams on our hands?
No, it's fact.
Really?
Yeah.
Garrett Wilson's nice.
I mean, that's what we do, right? Player comes in, what's their comparison? Garrett is like that what he's saying is the shiftiness, the craftiness.
That I can see.
That's what's hard
Ability
to find,
get in and out
right?
the breaks. Yeah.
Now, those are big shoes to fill, but Garrett is already off to a hot start. Offensive Player of the Year. I think he went over 1,000 yards last year. The dude is like that. We could potentially see him in a conversation this year as a top 10 receiver, and then if Aaron stay another year, he could definitely be in top 5. He is special. All you need is a chance.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go fact here for sure, and this is not a hard answer.
Yeah.
I'm only going to go foolish because I feel like it's too early to make that comparison.
Yeah.
I feel like when you're comparing him to somebody like Devante Adams, you got to be a little bit more seasoned in the game to really make that call. I agree with what you're saying. Do they have similar attributes and similar athleticism? 100%. So in aspects, can you make that comparison? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, I don't know. I got to see a little bit more. Devante Adams been doing it and has been doing it at a high level for a lot longer than Garrett Wilson has.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna lean towards foolish.
I'm excited to see that pair, next year. So we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Rodgers breaks a Jet passing record next season.
No.
Fact or foolish?
Whoa.
No, off the rip.
Fact, but he won't break Ryan Fitzpatrick's record.
He has the passing touchdown record, by the way, for the viewers, which is at 31. The yards record for the Jets is 4,007. That's held by Joe Namath. And completions right now is 343. That's Brett Favre's record currently.
You know what? I'm gonna say, look, because Aaron watches everything. Thank you for the interview, Aaron. Let me be clear here. I'm gonna go foolish because I don't think they need to have this high-power offense to get it done. I actually think they have everything. Obviously, they have everything it takes to have a high-powered offense for Aaron to go out there and have another MVP year. But to play efficient football, I'm playing complementary ball. I'm going to have a balanced approach on offense, and I'm going to play into my defense. That is the strength of this team. Let's not get it twisted. We're talking about a defense that is going to be up there, could potentially be up there with the Legion of Boom. And I may be saying a lot. No, I'm going too far there. But this is an exceptional defense, right? All phases. They don't need Aaron Rodgers to go for over 4,000 yards, but he's capable of doing it. He has all the pieces. They don't need him to throw 40 touchdowns. He's capable, have all the pieces, right? And then you talk about throwing the ball. You said attempts or completion?
Completions, yeah.
Run the ball. You got Bryce Hall. Let's use him.
Brees, yeah.
Brees Hall. Thank you for correcting me.
There you go. Yeah. Did you answer that one already, Ashley?
No, but I agree with Brandon.
Yeah.
I think there's too many weapons for him to go ahead and have to solely rely on his passing game. They're going to run the ball. There's going to be a lot of other tricks and things that they can do.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm leaning towards foolish.
All right, let's end the show here. And JP, do this for me. All right. Don't forget, JP, that I hate to say this, it's going to sound really selfish, but dang, I hate talking like this.
What are we?
But JP, I am writing the checks right now. So what I need you to do is take what Ashley just said, okay? Take what Ashley just said, the part where she said, I agree with Brandon. Take my soundbite of going into depth basketball and then place the clip at the end that says, I agree with Brandon. Then put that out there, okay? We need this done by 3 p.m., JP.
He's not going to do that.
That's why I had to say. That's what like, JP, I write to JP.
He's not going to do that.
JP,
I know you ain't scared of him. He's not going to do it.
JP.
Don't save him.
Take the depth.
Don't save him. He don't want to be saved.
And then what you can do is say, and then what you can do is you can put the title as Ashley Nicole Moss changes course. She actually agrees with Brandon.
Nobody in their right mind is going to believe that.
In the show, Ashley.
Nobody is going to believe that. All right, guys, that does it for this episode of Paper Route. Listen, tonight, 76ers, Boston Celtics, predictions. Corey, who you got?
I got the Sixers taking it, man.
You
I
got
think
them
they're going to
up
shock
2-0.
them. I think they're going to shock them, go up 2-0. Joel Embiid, like we mentioned earlier, is just going to be charged up. I think they're going to get the dub and have the Celtics kind of worried going into Game 3.
Interesting, Brandon.
Yeah, here's what we should be watching tonight, right? I think the 76ers are they're having a moment right now. You saw the exchange on the bench. That's a good thing in teams, right? On within the locker room. You saw James Harden after the game tell his teammates, get off the court. Like we're just now getting started. I think they're locked in. I think they understand that it's a huge task for them, but they're coming to play. And I think that they're going to come out and win tonight. Hell, it might even be a gentleman's sweep, Ashley.
Boston ties the series 1-1 tonight. We'll see y'all tomorrow.